Welcome to the Effects Loop. I'm Diaz.
I'm Scott.
And we're keeping you in the loop of the guitar community. We finally did it. If you wonder what we're talking about when you say we finally did it, you can listen to the Patreon episode and listen to Scott have to actually help me get my blood pressure under control.
You know, your new mic is so good, I can actually hear your aneurysm happening. It's amazing.
I mean, it was... So if you hear a dog crying in the background, it's because he's in trouble, because he wouldn't shut up, because he would be quiet until I did the intro. And as soon as I started talking, he just went nuts, because they are doing lawn care at my apartment complex. And apparently they only want to do lawn care at my apartment complex when we're recording our podcast, no matter what time it is. So if we were doing it at 4 o'clock, they'd be like, oh yeah, we need to do it at 4 o'clock. But if you want to hear the fun pre-episode, join the Patreon at patreon.com/theeffectsloop. We found out we're almost making minimum wage doing this in the legitimate, how much time we put in. Not we make enough that we could live like we have minimum wage full-time jobs. No, we just, for the few hours a month we put in, we're making minimum wage now. So good on us and good on you guys for helping support us. Let's see. I guess we'll move to what's new. Scott, what's new with you?
Well, I got a pedal in.
Yeah?
During the break.
Oh, yeah. I know about this.
Yeah, you had a hand in it.
Yeah, I did.
So it actually came while my parents were here, and as I'm unwrapping layer after layer after layer of padded mailer, my mom was like, safely. How much does that guy smoke? Was the question my mom asked.
Did she really ask that?
Yep.
Why? Because you could smell the smoke, or she just thought I was high because I put that many padded mailers?
You could smell. Each layer had a new level of cigarette smoke. It was interesting.
That is interesting.
Because the outer layer goes away during the mailing, and then you have to
but I usually
there.
Don't store those where I smoke.
They were in your car.
They were in Elise's car. Well, they were in my car at one point. Okay, yeah.
Does Elise smoke?
No.
Dun, dun, dun.
Not really, no.
Okay. Anyway, so that happened. It is a Chase Bliss Condor that Diaz found at a resale shop.
Yeah.
So he found a great deal, texted me about it. I went buy it. He went and bought it.
Yeah, I also did that again for one of our Patreon supporters, Will. Yeah, I picked up this giant Eurorack case thing and a shitload of cables.
That would explain why I had to give Will money yesterday, but that's for next week's episode.
Oh, did you buy something from Will?
I bought something from Will.
Oh, yeah, that's why I know he was selling stuff because, yeah.
It's something we've been talking about getting for a while. So, and I've been wanting it, and it's out of production. So,
oh wait, is it the thing that he said in the group?
I don't know if he said it in the group. I got a separate message from somebody who follows his reverb store saying, "Haven't you been wanting one of these?" And yeah, Jason sent me a message saying, "Hey, just so you know, this is listed." And I was like, "Oh, dude, I should grab that."
Confused. Okay,
so we'll talk about that next week.
Well, I can't wait.
Yeah. That, and while we weren't here last week, I saw the Book of Mormon.
Oh, nice.
I enjoyed it.
I would like to see that live.
It was a fun time. Yeah, we got decent seats for like $60.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's what's new with me. What's new with you, Diaz, as I stretch this out because I saw you just take a hit.
Oh, don't worry. I was ready to roll. I can talk and smoke.
Okay.
Yeah, I picked up that stuff for Will. That's about it. I don't think I got anything new. Talked about the mic last week when you were gone. Yeah, that's it.
I had say it on there, Andrew. Thank you for covering. You did a good job.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew. Oh, and speaking of, Andrew and I were right about the new Earthquaker cheap pedals. About the prices?
The Earthquaker ones or the Walrus ones?
Walrus, sorry.
Yeah, those all the official prices.
99 to 129.
Yeah, going after the 3 Series.
Yep.
Wampler has one pedal in that range, couple pedals in that range.
They have a few. I think they've got like 3. They've got the 3 of the like $100 drive pedals.
Okay. Yeah, there's a
and that one kind of did not hit the radar as hard as I thought it would.
I think just it's a little late.
Well, it's a little late. Wampler stuff, I mean, honestly, it seems like the Wampler fans aren't the budget fans. Or not budget fans, but they're not the people who are like craving budget.
So I'm not in the Wampler group anymore.
I am in the Wampler group still.
But the other the groups I was more active in that I'm still in aren't big Wampler groups in the first place.
Yeah, Wampler really hits that like middle-aged dad out. Like honestly, when I think Wampler, I think like guys who play in bars a lot. Like dads that play in bars. And maybe some of the Nashville country guys who are like, oh,
so it's a lot. It's probably more word of mouth kind of stuff than it is like group hype.
Yeah, for sure. His stuff is not internet hyped as much as some of these other brands are.
Yeah,
his is definitely word of mouth and just the fact of how long he's been one of the top boutique guys. I mean, the work with Brad Paisley and stuff like that kind of speaks for itself. So Brett Mason, Brad Paisley, what's Andy something or other? Andy Woods.
Mm-hmm. I'm just remembering back to when I knew Brian Wampler wouldn't talk to our show ever again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Ian started talking to him.
Oh yeah, yeah.
About what he needs to fix on his channel, and I'm like, Ian, stop talking to him.
Oh yeah, Ian did have an effects loop
patch. Yep.
Mother, that explains why Brian sent me that hate-filled email. No, I'm just kidding. Brian's never been nothing but nice to us.
He once gave me a powder full or an envelope just full of white powder. It was great.
Yeah, phenomenal. All right. So it is NAMM week.
Is it actually this week?
I believe so. I believe it starts Thursday,
April 13th. It starts. Yeah, it's all being announced already. So likely this episode's going to go long. Next week's episode's going to go long. Buckle up, kids.
We're going to try to move as fast as possible because Diaz has the attention span of a gnat. Earthquaker Devices offers vintage modulation and practical modern features with the Aurelius Aurelius.
Yep, you got it right.
Of course.
I think you got it right.
Yeah.
Aurelius.
Looks phenomenal. It's got a picture with expression, so I'm guessing it uses expression. Yeah, that's on the side jack is expression. It's got presets.
$200.
I don't have the need for the chorus.
Chorus is a hard sell to me. But yeah, there's a TRS input on the right hand side for controlling things on the fly with an expression. Weird way to write at the end. It's like 9 of your best volts from a power supply. I'm like,
oh my gosh. So yeah, it takes its cues from so it takes its cues from the 70s Boss CE1 chorus ensemble. So it's got vibrato, chorus, and rotary chorus models. You have 6 slots for your presets. You just select your mode, adjust the rate, width, and balance, controls the taste.
But it's not MIDI, right?
I don't see MIDI on it.
Interesting. So it's actually kind of like that. You don't see presets done that way very often.
Yeah.
Well, I guess like it's closer to like some of the TC Electronic.
Yeah,
kind of does that where you can adjust
press and hold and stuff like that.
Well, no, TC Electronic you just turn and it moves to a different algorithm, right? But
yeah,
this is like legit preset moves between all of them, so that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I think we covered enough of it.
Yep. Let's keep moving. $200. It looks great. I'm sure it sounds phenomenal. So I'll be happy to play with one at some point. Speaking of things I want to play with, Blackstar pumps up the gain and headroom with a 100-watt amped 3 guitar amp pedal. I still want to mess with these. So Blackstar, who is known
Same
as being
form factor as the Amp 2, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is just, I'm guessing, changing the different amp styles. So, but I love these because this is like, seem like they'd be just really fantastic for the people who want an amp and a box, but have like the control of a full amp down there. You got a switch for reverb. You got a switch for boost.
Actually has 100 watts power in it.
Right.
So you can run a cab off of it. It also has a cab sim.
Right.
And it's got gain scaling. So you can do 1 watt, 25 watts, and 100 watts.
Yep.
You can choose
20 watts. I can't see.
It's hard to tell on that picture.
It's probably 20. It makes
20
more sense.
watts is correct. 8 ohm or 16 ohm. You know, it's got an XLR out. It's also got a headphone out if you want to do that for silent practice.
Does it have an effects loop?
It does.
Like, then
it's a mono effects loop. Yes.
These are the thing that so it's got 9-volt out as well, totaling 500 mA. So you can actually power 2 pedals off of this, or daisy chain drive pedals if you wanted.
I mean, realistically, this in like a big sky and a timeline is probably somebody's ideal rig. So
right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got, like you said, so it's USB-C. I'm guessing, I don't know what that's for, but I see that.
That's probably for adjusting the cab sims.
Yeah. Yeah. You got what is it? The 3.5 MIDI, the small, tiny MIDI.
Yeah, it's the smaller MIDI format. It says it's stereo TRS for the DI connection, which doesn't make sense. Again, Jonathan, you're dropping the ball here, buddy.
Well, I mean,
if it's running a stereo out, but like it also only can do mono if you're doing it over XLR. So
yeah,
stereo TRS and XLR mono DI connections, which I think that he just meant that's supposed to be balanced TRS, but it might have gotten wrong.
I don't see
it is $600.
That's a little up there, but also this seems like it'd be great for the bar gigging musician that doesn't want a whole lot of technology. But I mean, I don't think it's super out of
we forgot something on this list now that you mentioned that.
What?
Don't worry, I'm going at it while we're...
it has built-in drive modulation and delay as well.
Yeah, it has a freeze function built into it too.
Yeah. Wait, so what did we forget?
I'm working on it.
Oh, on the list.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about on this.
No.
All right. Well, $600. I mean, it looks just as good as the Amp 2. So I'm guessing it's just different amp styles. Stone Deaf announces Black Edition Fig Thumb, Kryptonite, and Warp Drive pedals. And it's more than just a lick of paint. Okay. They altered the Big Thumb, they altered the fuzz filter circuit. And so that's a muff style fuzz with a different bark and a tighter bass response, an altered noise gate with a smooth feel and a wider usability in all extreme settings of the EQ. You've also got the Warp Drive. Let's see. It's been augmented by incorporating a symmetrical LED clipping mode, which Stone Deaf says results in a more saturated and harmonically rich amp-like sound and feel by increasing the amount of opportunities for pitched, even harmonics. Okay. And then which one did I miss? The Kryptonite.
It's a good name.
I do like If I Go Crazy Now. So let's see. But what did they do to the Kryptonite? Oh, okay. They added a parametric EQ to the mix.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that's interesting.
I mean, that fits with Stone Deaf's whole vibe because like they've done that PDF kind of thing already.
Yeah,
so, cool seeing it featured in other stuff. I don't see much about pricing here.
I don't see anything either.
But
So if you're interested in those, go check them out. The looks are phenomenal.
Yeah, they're all 150 pounds, which means they'll be under $200.
Means they're heavy as shit. Sorry.
It's fine. I just hate you.
Yeah.
Even your dog hates that joke.
I know. All right.
You know what is coming out, though? I'm interested in. AV8 Audio promises an entry into a universe of unique sounds with its new platform ecosystem pedal, the Multiverse Developer. So AV8 was featuring one of those control it with your phone kind of things at Summer NAMM a few years ago. I don't remember that ever actually coming out.
Yeah. No, so, I don't remember that. I wonder if this is just... Yeah, this looks like where they've gone from it.
Yeah.
This is the same thing. This is pretty much it.
It looks like you can buy the developer edition for $400 now. Which for these kind of pedals was about where we were expecting. I guess we did kind of crap on the Chaos Audio one for being in that price range. I think it's just because we just...
I feel like some of that shit was splattered from something else.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, this allows you to load up two different things to different foot switches is the word I'm looking for. Has expression, USB, MIDI, power, in and out, 4 different knobs that can be sent to different things, and then there's a gain and a level master. So this kind of tech has been promising for a while. It really is going to make or break based on like what users put into it. Because this is all about letting other people create algorithms and load them to the marketplaces and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see. I mean, I don't want to be skeptical like that, but that's kind of where I'm at with all these things now. Whereas I'm like, these were pretty cool ideas, but at this point, let's see. And also at the $400 price point, there's a lot of cool stuff coming into that level. And yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. This will be interesting. That's a small display, 1.3 inch.
Yeah, it's really just showing which preset you got pulled up or whatever. You really got to go into the app to mess with it. But if anyone knows how to use 1.3 inches effectively, it's UDS. So
that's right. Woo! What's up, men? All right, Old Blood Noise Endeavors. 80. What is it? Is that BL82 chorus?
Yes, sir. So they moved their variable clock thing that they did with, was it the flanger or was it the stutter delay thing they were doing? It was the reverse delay that they were messing with, where they had the variable clock thing on it. That was the BL44. So this is the BL82. That's going to be hard to keep them separate in my head, but it's a chorus where you can mess with the clock. Pretty cool.
Slider. It's got a slider.
And it gets weird, which is why we love Old Blood noise effects.
Yeah, it's not for
noise endeavors. Sorry.
They can do normal, okay. I mean, they can do normal really good, but they do weird amazing.
Yeah, I don't see our price here. It's $180, so coming in below where other folks are at. I would definitely suggest watching a demo of this to really get a grasp of what this effect does. The ones Dan does is always worth watching, because he's pretty good at demonstrating what's going on. So watch the Dan Explains It All that he creates for these pedals. Yeah, we can move on.
All right, moving on. Speaking of moving on, Solid Gold Effects is moving on to the Beta 5, an attempt to pack the tone of a hefty Ampeg bass rig into a compact pedal.
Yeah, the Sans amp was always an Ampeg side kind of styled thing, and so there's always been a room for a market for something a little more simple, and I think this kind of gets at it.
Yeah, I mean, it should sound amazing if it sounds like an Ampeg.
Yeah, it will be $200.
It's not horrible.
Actually, if you remember last week, Ampeg had that DI pedal that they were coming out with.
Yeah.
So, they're not the only person in the market right now putting something out there that's in this kind of range. So there's clearly demand for it. Solid gold. I have not played a solid gold pedal. I have not fallen in love with yet.
That's true. They make amazing pedals.
They really do. And they're simple and they're accessible. So I would definitely check that out.
For sure. You said this was $200, right?
$200.
Very nice. All right. Well, this next one's just a link.
It is. This is the thing we missed because I couldn't find a good press release on it. But the DSM Humboldt came out with the Simplifier Mark II.
What's the
there was something. There was a high gain one that came out a few weeks back. If you're thinking of that,
but wasn't there another simplifier? Like there was already
there's a simplifier Deluxe that came out like Deluxe. A year or two ago.
Okay. So this is the Mark II.
This is the Mark II. So the big thing they're talking about is they added reverb.
Okay.
And you can sidechain it or you can run it regular. There's a new speaker type knob. There's a power amp drive control.
Yeah.
A wider gain range. More dynamic behavior. It is stereo. So yeah, for people that have kind of been holding off on something like this, I keep needing to go somewhere else for the prices. Anderton's has them for £300, but that's with VAT in it, so I don't know where they actually cost. And I won't get there until I sign in and register. And
we're not doing all that.
Yeah, I'm not adding it to my basket right now to see what my price is once I add a delivery fee and then my address, continue delivery.
This is just fun listening to Scott.
Yeah, it is. So it's 263 pounds delivered. Subtotal is 249. So that's $300. So that's coming in lower than, a lot of other stuff in that range though. Like, so if you're thinking of Iridium, this will be cheaper by a significant amount. So cool options, more options.
Yeah. Very nice.
There's an Anderton's demo with Pete if you are that curious.
Yeah. You know what I am curious about? Pink guitars.
That is a soft spot for you.
Strandberg, they've got a more sustainable take on guitar builds. They've got the Res QD range that's cheaper and greener, but
I think it's supposed to be rescued.
Okay, well, apparently it's not great, but yeah, rescued.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
You don't like that?
No. It made me
just
look
the
like
name,
a fool.
or nobody makes Diaz look like a fool except for Diaz.
That's right.
And Scott, and your
Scott.
girlfriend, and your dog, and the kid that you look after, and no one else.
No one else. The list is longer than I'd like it to be. All right, so
do you want to read that list, Diaz?
Yeah. All right, so the first Res Qs carry price tags of $12.99 to $14.99.
It's very affordable. Which Swedish made.
Swedish made, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like you've got some like that are like $2,400. So you've got the rescued Bowden P6T, which uses a prog body with a maple cap and comes in at $13.99. Like Jason needs a bunch of these.
Well, he just bought a guitar, so he might not be all over that. It is passive humbuckers, carbon fiber reinforced neck. Looks like some of their proprietary hardware, 5-way switches, volume tone. It's got that fun thing where the jack is sort of on the back of the guitar.
Yeah. I dig it. I like it. I want one.
Well, you actually might be able to afford one soon. So at that price point, I'm betting these are going to sell out.
Oh, for sure. Well, hopefully is this going to be a limited thing, or these are going to be? Hopefully this is just a full line that they're going to do.
Yep. Hopefully.
So, all right, Strandberg, you keep doing you. You're doing wonderful. All right. Speaking of wonderful, Vola expands its Oz range with the Oz 7T, a 24 fret 7 string with Strat inspired looks.
Yeah, reverse headstock. It's got a little body contouring around the strap pin to do kind of that metal-y thing. It's a little pointy at the...
I mean, this is great for guys who want heavy metal and strats.
HSS, yeah, loadouts. Comes with a gig bag at $16.29.
Not horrible.
Has coil tapping, so you can actually control whether it's a humbucker or not. Yeah.
I mean, I don't hate it. It's not my thing, but this is great if you're a shredder.
Yeah, it comes in 4 different finishes. You have fire, mist, silver, metallic, ocean turquoise, metallic, orange sparkle, and shell pink. That's a crime that they don't show the shell pink in any of these photos. Oh, there it is. Last one. You can scroll to the right.
Dios mío.
Actually, I think the orange looks pretty good too. Pretty cool if that's the market you're into.
Yeah, I think for what it is and what they're offering, good job.
Yeah. Diaz just hung up on the call. I think he closed the wrong window. So we're going to see if he joins back in here. Or if he just signed off the internet. I'm going to have to cut this out. Hey, there he is.
I was talking before I realized. Where did you lose me at?
We were just about to start this next guitar.
Okay, yeah, I saw the brand on it. Did you hear my joke I made?
No, I was about to make a comment too. So let's.
I was gonna say, well, if you're excited about this guitar, just give it a few months. It'll be on Super Deal of the Day. D'Angelico collaborates with jazz great Mark Whitfield on the Excel SS Soho, and it's an absolute stunner. It's a D'Angelico guitar. It looks like all the other ones.
It's a neck humbucker, kind of floating humbucker thing, wood bridge. Trapeze, end pin, jazz box. I'm just not the market for these things, but I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, they keep making new ones and they keep bringing in these celebs on them. So I'm assuming they're doing okay. I
think they're a front for drug dealers. Like that's the only thing that makes sense on their business model right now. Like I don't see them out often. The only time I see people playing D'Angelico guitars is if they're in an ad for D'Angelico guitars.
I've seen some singer-songwriters with them.
Yeah, I mean, who's buying all these guitars? Like, they've got like 4,000 models.
Yeah, but is the jazz scene thriving in Knoxville, Tennessee?
No, but I've still not seen a D'Angelico guitar out in the wild, really. Like, people using it.
Yeah, because you listen to pop and rock.
Yeah. All right. Tomorrow night when you go to your jazz club, send me a picture of you doing a selfie with a D'Angelico guitar being played behind you.
Yeah. Remember when we went to Summer NAMM and they were the biggest exhibition and we just went, nope, and just kept walking?
Oh, no, I got rolling papers from them. Remember?
Oh, yeah, they gave lighters out. I still have mine.
Lighters and rolling papers.
Jazz.
Well, it's not even the jazz. It's the Bob Weir thing. So the girlfriend just got home. The child is in the bedroom because he couldn't behave himself. Every time we went to talk, he started barking.
You want me to do? You want to give him a treat and say good boy?
Yeah, sure. All right. Next on the list, the Fender Squier Bullet guitar and bass range is now the Sonic series, and there's new models, specs, and finishes. You can put lipstick on a pig; it's still a pig.
Does this mean we're going to get Supersonics soon?
Yeah, I mean they're Squier Bullets. It's the same thing.
Part of me wonders: does this mean they're going to do an American Bullet?
Yeah, because that's the thing. Fender also had a bad problem of doing like series that were named after a model they had.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the deluxe means two things.
It means a lot of things. Yeah. So does Supersonic. So does because there's the amp and there's the guitar for the Supersonic. Yeah. It probably means they're just, shaking up the line. I mean, it doesn't look like the line's changing that much. You still got, Strat. You've got, I think the Sonic Stratocaster HTH, terrible naming, which is just your single humbucker hardtail Strat, will be a fun, punk rock guitar and stuff like that. But they're there. You got a Bullet Mustang. The Mustang is now $200, so it's not the cheapest. Didn't these come out at $100 when they came out? Or they were
somewhere around the 100. Yeah.
So it is interesting. Like the cheap is just not a thing anymore. Mm-hmm. Guitar prices are just going up.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the thing there. Well, and Fender's been really good about like if they have something bad and kind of fixing it, kind of like the Mexican lines.
Mm-hmm.
I think they might be trying to rebrand because the Bullet just was. Everyone knows it was total crap. That was the first guitar that people got when they didn't want to keep playing guitar.
I mean, that's the sad part is like the guitars people buy when they start playing are guitars that make them not want to play. That sucks.
Yep. I've literally that's like we talked about before on the podcast was my nephew wanted to play guitar. I'm like, get a Harley Benton. Well, what about this one? Please don't get that guitar. You're going to hate it. And that's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's keep moving.
Now we're in rumor territory, but it looks like there is a prototype Silver Sky SE with the maple fretboard out in the wild on John Mayer's new tour. We might be seeing a new version of that, which is good because honestly, the Silver Sky SE blew up and then kind of imploded on itself. It kind of seems like where it was a lot of pent up demand and people bought a bunch of them, and then demand caught up and the interest died. So
the tough part is with the SEs was the fact of a lot of people got turned off of them because you couldn't get them, and there was people scalping them and flipping them. And
which is every new hot popular thing, and everyone gets so mad about it.
Well, no, I wouldn't say it's every new hot popular thing. It's a lot of new hot popular things, but also the problem is that that whenever you have that scalping, people stop looking at them, or they're hard to find. That's the thing too with a lot of these things. Like a lot of these builders don't realize it's like if you build it and it sells out and it becomes hard to find, people's attention will dwindle sometimes. Like it could work both ways. It could cause the hype, or I think the SE was kind of the ones where because it wasn't readily available, it just kind of dwindled.
There was also with the SE, there was specific finishes sold out and other ones didn't.
Yeah, the green one didn't sell out.
It did. Well, it did initially, but like demand caught up on that quickly. And, everyone wants the slate blue one.
Yeah.
Must be tough, guys.
Must be tough. Life's hard, everybody. All right. Speaking of life being hard, Hagstrom reveals revamped Swede and Super Swede guitars. So they're doing their Les Paul things revamped up.
So the dude from Mastodon still plays a Hagstrom, right?
I don't know.
That's the only real player I know of that has one.
Yeah. I mean, they look cool. Headstock's not the headstock's the kind of a tough thing sometimes on these, though.
Yeah. I mean, they're not expensive.
No.
They're just under 1,400 pounds with a hard case.
Yeah.
So $1,700 with a hard case for a Les Paul style guitar. That's pretty great.
Yeah, and Hagstrom's got pretty decent quality.
Yeah, it's a flatter radius, medium jumbo frets. So it's a 14.4 radius. The tuners are going to be better than Les Paul at 19:1 ratio. The Swede has an Alnico 2 pickups. The Super Swede has a pairing of Alnico 2 and Alnico 5 humbuckers. push pulls on each of the tone controls. So this is a cool option that's cheaper and has some features that Les Pauls won't give you. So yeah, give them a look if you're in that market.
Yeah. All right.
Let's jump to some amps, bro.
We're jumping to amps. PV is going back in time to the blueprint with the 6505 1992 original amplifier reissue. So the 6505 is one of those things where a lot of people wanted certain versions, like the block letter one.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a big thing, block letter. And PV is just kind of going for it. I mean, they can still do 6505, so might as well.
It's cheap too, $1,300 for the amp head.
Yeah, I think they're trying to undercut the 5153.
And I mean, PVs are almost entirely built in China now, right? So that's partly how they're cutting the costs on some of the stuff. And
I mean, yeah, if you've seen that episode, that amazing episode of Undercover Boss,
it's rough.
So yeah, list price of 1,900, street price sitting around 13.
And if I remember right, 6505, I mean, it's a lot of folks are using them, or there's a lot of amp models that are based on them right now. Like Misa Mashur was using one for a while, and now I think the Invective is based on this. So pretty dope. And it's also just, again, have you looked at like JCM 800 prices lately? You know, like everything's getting so expensive. This is actually a pretty affordable option if you're trying to get into the high gain world. So pretty dope. But in a similar vein, EVH is expanding its value for money 5150 Iconic series with a 15 watt 1x10 and a 60 watt 2x12 combo. So they also include XLR DI outs with a speaker sim on them. There's quarter power switching on them. The price tag is the 60 watt I think is $1,400, and the 1x10 is $800. So they're coming in really affordable. When did amps get affordable? You know what I mean? Like,
I honestly feel like the amps are having to they're having to compete with these modelers and these, all this cloning and capturing. And it's like, well, what's one of the big reasons why people bought Kempers and stuff like that? So you could have 1,000 for, $1,500 amps or $2,000 amps or whatever. Like, that's the thing, was a lot of people are moving to the modeling and all this stuff because they have to compete, or they went to this because they wanted all these amps, or and amps became almost unaffordable, it felt like.
Well, if we want to talk about unaffordable amps,
oh yes,
Magnatone is offering some special editions of their amps with these new crocodile finishes, or the Croc collection, which has some crocodile skin and very colorful, including purple, bright blue, bright red, gold finishes. There's no word on pricing on them yet, but considering the master collection's already $2,500, expect another $100, $200 possibly on top of that for some of these guys. But that's their new NAMM release. New finishes on already difficult amps. But if you want to go even more affordable, Vox has come up with some Brian May Legend Tone signature amps. It's the Vox Amp Plug Brian May edition and the MV50 Brian May edition. Okay.
Let's just give the prices and let's just keep moving.
The Amp Plug is $59.
Okay.
And the MV is either $250 or $399.
Oh.
If it's, I think that includes a cab in the bigger price.
Okay. Okay. Speaking of bigger prices, Joe Bonamazza's high-end signature amp, the Fender 48 Dual Professional JB Edition, has finally arrived.
Finally.
Oh yeah, because that's what I was doing, staying up every fucking night, just wondering when this amp was going to come out. I didn't know how I was going to do it.
Is this the third special Fender amp with Joe Bonamassa? Because they did the high power twin. Trying to remember, did they do another one? They did a champ with him, didn't they?
I don't know. Look at this motherfucker. All right, so this cost $3,500. All right, so there are two options: the standalone amp priced at $3,500, or a $4,000 package that includes 2 tickets to a Bonamassa show, along with access to one of his meet and greet sessions.
Oh, and he's selling it direct through his website, isn't he? Yep.
I'm surprised you don't have to fucking buy it through PBS.
Well, so they did this with the high power twin too, that you could only buy it through Joe Bonamassa's.
Yeah, okay. Whatever, Joe.
I mean, I am in his shop right now, and I do have something that I think you would want.
What is it?
The Starburst Stratocaster back scratcher.
Oh, really? Butt scratcher!
Butt scratcher!
Butt scratcher!
Butt scratcher!
Right, that's enough. All right, 10 tracks. Easy Keys 2 makes it even easier to create piano parts for your songs. It could even help you write them.
Yeah. I threw this in here just because, there are songwriters here, and some of us suck at piano, so this is a good option to kind of make life easier. I don't have Easy Drummer. I have Superior Drummer, but it's from the same people. Yeah, I know. I paid a little bit more for it. And I never use it. But it's a way for getting demos together really quickly. If you already have Easy Keys, you can upgrade, or you can just buy it outright. It's pretty affordable as far as, stuff comes. So it's a cool tool that's out there.
How much is it?
Stalling. 100. It's like $120, $180.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not cheap, but it's not outrageous
if you're
either.
use it.
It's cheaper than a MIDI controller.
Yeah.
And trying to teach yourself how to play piano. Who we haven't talked about in quite a while? Joe Bonamassa. And I think we really need to talk about him again.
Well, let's talk about Joe Bonamassa and Seymour Duncan releasing the 63 Cradle Rock Strat signature pickup set based on the Blues Rockers Prize Sunburst Fender. Okay. Honestly, the thing is Joe Bonamassa is more famous for fucking owning stuff. He has gotten more like things with his name on it because he owns shit, not because he like. I mean, it's a great guitar player. Don't get me wrong.
Kurt Hammett's getting into that territory too.
Yeah, the greenie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a collector, and I don't want to knock the guy for that. And also, he kind of.
I mean, all of us would be collectors if we had their money too.
Yeah, and also just simply, he has a bit of that like historian kind of vibe to his brand.
Yeah.
So good on him. 63, is that famous year that a lot of people claim is the best Strats. There's a reason why they're called the 635 or whatever is the mid transition on all the Silver Sky stuff. So like John Mayer's a big 63 Strat guy. Yeah. These aren't outrageous at $375 from Seymour Duncan.
No, that's not horrible for a 3 pickup set. That's definitely premium Strat pickup territory, but it's not outrageous. I've seen people pay more for Strat pickups, Ian. And sorry. That's good. Ian.
Alnico 5, distinct, powerful sound. They're going to do just 1,000 of them, though. So,
where can you buy them at?
Is it exclusively from Joe Bonamassa's site?
I'm just kind of guessing.
Head over to Seymour Duncan to find out more.
And they send you to his website.
Nope, Seymour Duncan Custom Shop. You can buy them directly from Seymour Duncan.
I love at the end of this article. In other Bonamassa news, I think that's going to be our new section, our new segment. In other Bonamassa news.
Do we need like a Harley Benton jingle for it?
In other Bonamassa news, yeah, we got. Let's see. I have to come up with one. It'll just be like blues, needly knees.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what's this topic?
So the last topic is I just want to watch Diaz react to all the high-end Martin custom NAMM editions that are coming up.
Please tell me there's prices on this list.
Some of them.
All right, we're looking at them. One looks like a ukulele that was painted by...
Just start scrolling. You'll actually see the names of them.
Okay, all right.
First off is the Martin CEO 10.
Looks like a CEO owns it. Ornate has a lot of... this got to be like 10 grand. Oh, I'm going to guess the prices.
Okay, the price is there, so he...
9,000. I was scrolling slow, so it does look like something a CEO would own.
So special ornate bindings and things like that. The CEO is a model they do every year, so it's limited to 100.
Okay.
But this year it's not a D; it's a triple O 14. So.
Okay. All right. Next is a Martin D. Robert Getzel, 6. In parentheses, rabbit.
No thanks.
Definitely not my cup of tea. 13,000.
Oh, it's actually only 12.
Oh, 11,999. Okay.
Is it limited to? It's a one of a kind.
Oh, okay. Oh gosh, I just saw the name of the next one. Martin D42 Bitcoin. Oh.
Yeah, this is
15 grand.
19,000.
Oh,
which, if I'm not mistaken, is still cheaper than buying an actual Bitcoin.
Okay, that's a good. Actually, that would be a great selling point for it. It costs 1 Bitcoin. That would be like the. All right, Martin D28 Klaus Vorman.
This looks like somebody noodled on a guitar they bought at.
Yeah, no. This looks like someone did really good pencil art
on a garage sale guitar.
Yeah, 19,000.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was right.
You were right.
I went with the Bitcoin price. I'm guessing this is one of a kind as well. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, Martin OM Biosphere. Ooh, ew. This looks like artwork that was in my elementary school. Like one of my elementary science book, like 3rd grade science book.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's exactly what this reminds me of.
So it's Getzel doing the art on it again.
Okay, $19,000 again.
$2,300.
That's it?
Yep, comes with a hemp gig bag, which.
Fuck the whales. Like literally, like the one where I'm like, oh, this might like go to like helping like wildlife, something like that. They're like, no, $2,300.
It's also said to be the only the second plastic free guitar ever built.
In production
today.
All right. Martin Getzel 0 Tenor Uke. I already saw the price.
Yeah, that one's gonna be a nice 10 grand.
10 grand for a ukulele.
Have some flowers, and is that a toucan?
I don't.
There's a bird on it.
A toucan?
Yep.
Did you used to call it a toucan?
Possibly. Let's just move on.
Do you no? Do you normally call it that, or was that a slip of the tongue?
It was a slip of the tongue.
Okay, because I was just.
Have you noticed I've been eating ice over here while you're just talking?
Well, yeah, but also my thing was I just didn't know because like I grew up where we saw Fruit Loops and it was Toucan Sam. I was just curious.
Yeah, I think I said Toucan Sam growing up.
Okay, I didn't know if you guys like in your part of the world called it like a Toucan Sam. Like I don't know.
I'd hate myself if I said.
Sir, do you have the cereal that has the toucan Sam?
It's a toucan Sam.
A toucan Sam. Okay, all right. I wasn't making fun of you. I was just curious. It was literally just a question. Speaking of being curious, if you're curious about us, go to theeffectsloop.com. It's got links to our Facebook group, our Instagram, our merch, our YouTube, our emails on there, our Patreon. Go to patreon.com/theeffectsloop. You too can help provide.
You too can.
You too can, Sam. Oh my gosh! If we get another subscriber in the next 2 weeks, I'll make a Toucan Sam nose and wear it when we record an episode.
Which will be great since we don't do any video recording.
Yeah, you'll have to just trust me on that.
Just like you'll have to trust him that you're going to get a handwritten letter at some point.
I have to return a pedal to the bin, so I need to do that, and I'll put a handwritten letter in it.
All right.
All right. All right, guys. Well, it's been fun. I know it was a long episode, but we all worked together on this. We made it through. Next week's going to be a long one, too, so just prepare ahead of time. Plan your meal. You know, when you're doing your meal planning for Wednesday, just know you're going to need a bigger one for this episode. All right, guys. Have a wonderful week. We will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Dictionary, why is negativity always drawn out? Pictionary, visualize love, energize lives together. We undefeated, a plan to make where there's no gloves needed. When we weed into the mindset of achieving and believing in a community that remains happy. Ever after, the world should be one, hate annihilated, every heart is one, love again. So don't buy the hate, don't separate. We're strong when love overcomes.
I want to take a nap.
Take a nap.
I think I'm going to.